How's it going? Okay, so this extraReducers thing, this builder runs on the first load. So as soon as the slice gets called, which is probably in the store config, so as soon as the store gets triggered because there is a reducer, count slice is going to trigger. You see in here. So you get your builder. So inside of the builder, there are just 3 functions, which is add case, add default case, and add matchers. So right now, I only know add case, right? At default case, probably my assumption is that it will run on every render. 1 second. Yeah, so basically at default case will run in the event when none of those. So it runs under 2 conditions. It will not run if it's one of those reducers, or it's one of those. In any other case, it will run. So that's the default case. And it has to be after add case, because if you, it's kind of like a default route, right? Like in a React router, okay? If you have to put the default route, like not found route, at the end, otherwise you will never reach other routes because it will always trigger the default case. Another way of thinking about it is switch statement. If you put default at the top, all other statements will never trigger because it will always default to default and exit, default and exit. So you see, like, the problem in here is if you put this at the top, it will always run this and exit. So that's kind of the problem here. Okay. So other things, how does this thing work? So this builder runs on the first load. Add case will match the type. So type has to be, must not be one of those. So it cannot be count slice, any one of those. It will not trigger this case. So I'm talking about this part here. So it has to be any other type other than the count slice reducers, right? And I mean, state and action are exactly the same as in here, so you can get payload from here if you want. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, this is like, I don't know, I cannot think of a use case for this that store config middleware will not be able to handle, because you have access to payload and state from here. So like, why do you need this? It's basically tomato honestly. This too, it's just tomato and that's about it. All right, take care, bye bye.